Hello and welcome back to No Bullshit. Today we've got a local story coming out of Atlanta, Georgia called Gym Owner Makes No Apologies for No Cop Sign. Let's check it out.
A vulgar sign about police officers posted in front of a local business in Atlanta, and you can see the sign with the curse words blurred out. It says simply "No cops allowed." 11 Allah's Faith Abube talked to the owner, who is not making any apologies for putting up that sign.
Let's be clear here, because we don't have to censor things on this show. The sign says rules. Do whatever the fuck you want correctly, except CrossFit cultism. Not sure what that's about, but let's move on to the bottom part. That's more interesting. No fucking cops. Very classy, gym owner guy. Are you sure you aren't a doctor though? Because your handwriting is terrible. Nah, there's no way. You can't be smart enough to have gone to med school. If you did, you would know how stupid and ignorant this sign makes you look.
Yeah, an 11 Alive viewer emailed us the photo of the sign. He says he's a military veteran and was offended when he saw it outside the East Atlanta Village gym. So I went to EAV Barbell Club myself to take a look and talk to the owner.
The green screen is glitching out here next to this fine-looking African princess, but I think I'll let that go since she is pretty damn cute.
It was really just that there was the vulgarity in that sign, and that seemed to bring it out for people.
EAV Barbell Club's no cop policy is no longer plastered on the front door.
I didn't want the other folks there to take the heat that I'm willing to take.
I don't really think it was the vulgarity, big guy. I think it was because, you're banning a whole profession of people from your rinky-dink gym, and not just any profession. Cops are fucking heroes who risk their lives every day to protect their cities and the citizens. They don't deserve banishment from some roided-up meathead covered in white trash tattoos. This has got to be a result of all the anti-cop propaganda going around lately. It's so hot right now. The news says the cops are racist. Black Lives Matter is still making misleading videos about it, with outright lies half the fucking time. Even more so, other more casual outlets like Watch Cut Video, for example, they've even jumped in on the cop-hating bandwagon. Where you got Vice News talking shit about cops just the other day on this channel, where they blame the cops for the rampant crime in Baltimore. It's not surprising someone like this gym owner would think something like this, but he and the propaganda are totally wrong.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
And the worst part is, I can honestly say none of these people have a solid argument against the police in general. Most of their claims are easily refuted by just looking into the story or the stats. Philando Castile wasn't shot for no reason. He was reaching for a gun. Hands up, don't shoot was based on a lie. Every single time the leftists spew anti-cop shit, it's very easily refuted when you look into it. Yet we still have people dumb enough to buy into all of it, like this gym owner here. Just imagine for a second if this sign said no fucking firefighters instead. Or no EMTs or ambulance drivers, because that's just about as offensive as this banning cops sign is.
Despite the backlash, owner Jim Chambers says he still stands by the message it conveyed.
We've had an explicitly stated no cop policy since we opened. We also don't open membership to active members of the military.
What the fuck? No military personnel either? What the hell did our troops do? I haven't even heard much anti-troop rhetoric. That doesn't even make sense. I think the soldiers should be getting discount memberships, not banishment. I really don't understand this part. At least cop hating is trending in the news and shit. It's still fucked up and wrong, but at least they have some kind of messed up reasoning for it, as warped as it may be. But banning military is just plain retarded. It's like this guy wants his business to fail or something.
For Chambers, a lifelong political activist, the sign and policy is a political statement outside a multi-use space which serves as a gym, community gathering spots, and meeting place for activists in the metro area. He says groups who work out here are generally minorities who are uncomfortable with the presence of law enforcement agents.
American police are really just an entity that they serve capitalism and they serve white supremacy, and that's the way we see that.
This guy can't be fucking serious. First of all, yes, the police serve capitalism because our country is fucking capitalist, you moron. The free market is kind of the reason we are the richest and best economy in the world. This beefcake must be a communist or something, I guess. A socialist maybe? Wouldn't surprise me. He doesn't know how to run a business to save his life. Next, he said the cops serve serve white supremacy. And he said that seriously and unironically.
American police are really just an entity that they serve capitalism and they serve white supremacy, and that's the way we see that.
And they serve white supremacy, and that's the way we see that. White supremacy, and that's the way we see that.
I can't fucking believe this shit is still going around. But then again, this guy ain't too bright, as we've seen. Maybe he thinks we're living in white supremacy because there's more white people in the country? I don't know. If we are living in white supremacy, the whites are doing a shitty job at suppressing black people. I mean, they're only 13% of the country, but I still see them everywhere. On TV, dominating most major sports, starring in TV shows and movies. There's a black TV channel with its own award show, for Christ's sake. We had a black president less than a year ago. Hell, the mayor of fucking Atlanta is black. The town this gym is in is run by a black man, but somehow the cops are serving white supremacy. Get the fuck out of here. Many of those cops, by the way, are blacks and other minorities themselves. So this point is just moot.
We felt that it was important to create zones like businesses, official operating establishing businesses, homes, recreation centers, where cops are explicitly not welcome.
The Atlanta Police Department would not comment on the policy, but told 11 Alive, quote, "Were we to respond to an emergency there, this sign would not stop us from lawfully doing our job."
Good on the Atlanta Police Department for taking the high road here. I know if I was a cop in the area, I wouldn't want to help protect an ignorant gym owner like this. And if I was a criminal, I would probably target an anti-cop establishment like this gym. I mean, this guy is kind of asking to get robbed at this point, isn't he? Would teach him a pretty good lesson. I wonder if this asshole would even call the police if he did get robbed. I bet he would. I bet he would get scared and puss out and still call the cops. That's the real fucking irony here. At the end of the day, all these anti-cop assholes still would hypocritically call the police when something goes wrong. It's just despicable.
Yeah, if they have a warrant, they can go anywhere they want, but we're not breaking the law.
Well, of course, this is generating a lot of conversation. The question you're asking on 11 Live's Facebook page this afternoon, what happens if Chambers or anyone inside that gym needs police? Well, Chambers tell me that they never have and they won't ever need the help of officers. He plans to put the no cop sign back up without the foul language.
Well, that's nice he hasn't needed the police there yet, but it's pretty ballsy to say they will never need law enforcement ever. Must be a new gym because I hear crime is pretty high in Atlanta right now. I would hate to see someone come in there and steal some of those weights or barbells. Or what about that bench right there? That looks pretty nice. Hate to see that go. Hate to see that taken by a robber. And then there's that radio and those water bottles, or even that computer on the desk there. I'd really hate to see someone come in and try and steal some of that stuff. I mean, this gym owner better be careful now that he's openly stated on the news that he won't allow cops in his gym. It's not very hard to find this place either. The address is right on the East Atlanta Barbell website, so anyone with Google can find this map right here. And this isn't even doxing. I mean, this is all public information. If we were in law enforcement, we would call this place a soft target. They're primed for a break-in or robbery at this point. That's for sure. I wouldn't want to be going there anytime soon in the near future, trying to work out and someone comes in with a gun and the gym owner won't even call the cops about it. It's a fucking mess.
Faith, does this break any kind of laws of any kind, or is that free speech?
I've been talking to lawyers all afternoon, and the ones we talked to found the policy strange, but they said because law enforcement officers aren't a protected class under the law, only the courts can decide if EAV Barbell Club is violating any anti-discrimination laws.
Faith, thank you. We appreciate it.
Well, at least the reporters aren't feeding into the anti-cop sentiment here. It is a good question, though. Should this guy be able to ban cops, or any profession, from his private business? I want to say no, but it is a private business, and gyms can be like clubs, so technically they can be exclusive and accept whoever they want as members. I'll acknowledge that, but banning doctors or bus drivers is one thing. Banning the police, the people you call when you're in trouble, that's just plain fucking stupid. Most companies embrace cops, or even offer them discounts or free drinks. I suspect this gym owner is doing the opposite to try and clap back at them, and I have a feeling this could come back to bite him in the ass one day soon. Before we go, the funny thing is, these are the same kinds of left-leaning liberal douchebags who cried about that bakery not making a wedding cake for that gay wedding or whatever a while back. They were all in a big hissy fit about that shit. This gym rat guy is very likely to be way against not baking cakes for gay people, but at the same time, they're totally cool with demeaning, slandering, and banning cops wherever they can. It's fucking ridiculous. What do you guys think? Is banning cops and soldiers a good idea? Is this gym gonna get its comeuppance and get robbed one day soon? Should cops and soldiers be a protected class? Comment below, and thanks for watching No Bullshit. So thanks to these amazing Patreon supporters. You guys are the best. You guys went above and beyond the rest, and I love you so much for it. If anyone else wants to donate or join our Patreon crew, link in the description. Thanks again.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.